Hola, yo soy señora Loera, tu maestra de español. Bienvenido a una clase más de español. Welcome to another class in Spanish. Today's class is one of the most important classes in español. You can take this class as far as you want. We're going to learn about verbs and what to do with verbs. I'll explain the different pronouns, which we already know. But I'll explain as well how to change and how to keep in mind who's doing the action. So let's jump to our paper. Vamos a empezar. So, we have AR verbs, and we'll talk about just AR verbs. It could be a little tedious, a little boring, but I promise that once we get the hang of knowing what kind of verb this is, we can move up faster and we can speak better Spanish. Okay, so we have AR verbs. What are AR verbs? Those are verbs that end with AR. I'll write some of them and I'll write next to them what they mean so we can work with those at the end. Hablar, to talk. See how it's to talk. Estudiar, to study. Trabajar, to work. Comprar, to buy. So let's work with these 4 verbs. The more verbs we know, the better our language will be. But for right now, let's focus on this 4. Hablar, estudiar, trabajar, y comprar. To talk, to study, to work, to buy. So let's start. We already know how to make our pattern. It's a regular pattern. And it starts with the singular side and the plural side. So we have yo, and I'll write it here if you don't remember. Yo, tú, él or ella, nosotros, y ellos. So I, you, he or she, that's the singular part. We and they is the plural, so the right side of the chart. So I'll teach you, there's a pattern to this. Not every single verb applies to this, but most of them. We'll talk about irregular verbs another time. But right now we're just going to focus on those 4 verbs and try to make sentences with those 4. So stay at the very end so we can practice. So we have in the yo, every verb, AR ending, regular verb, has to end with an O. So we're going to have to put O. And I'll do it for the verb hablar, and then we can switch it up for the next verbs. So, for example, yo, that means I. I talk. Yo hablo. So if I say yo hablar, it's like I'm saying I to talk. So it's the infinitive form of the verb. It's very technical, the word, but that's what we're saying. Yo hablar means I to talk. So we have to switch the ending by saying yo hablo. We do this in English too, but we don't do it as often. In Spanish, we change it for the 5 pronouns. And in English, we just change it. Hear this. I talk, you talk, he or she talks, they talk, we talk. So we just change it 2 times. In Spanish, we change it 5, depending on who's doing the action. And we don't have to put the pronoun in the front. It's the same thing if I say, yo hablo, I talk, or I speak. And if I say hablo, because the ending is already an O, I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to put the pronoun. So let's continue with our chart. So we have O, as, a, amos, y an. So let's do the whole list for the pronoun. Yo, tú, él, ella. Let's stop there. So let's talk about the verb to talk. Yo hablo. Switch. Hablar to tú. Tú hablas. You see how we got rid of the AR? Sometimes students just tell me I get rid of the R, but I would say take off the AR complete because you'll need it for other verbs. So, tú hablas. Él or ella, he or she, habla. How confident do you feel so far? Pretty good? It's just a matter of learning how the verb ends. And some of us don't need the chart. Some of us will understand it. But some of us really need the charts and need to think, is it singular? Is it plural? Am I included? Am I not included? Is it yo, nosotros, ellos? But it's just practice. So let's continue. The right side of the chart is we. So nosotros. We have hablar. We change the ending of hablar and it is written nosotros hablamos. And ellos, they, you're not included, hablan. So yo hablo, tú hablas, él or ella habla, nosotros, I'm included, hablamos, ellos hablan. Yes? And we can do that with any verb, any regular verb. So we have to do. So just keep in mind that the verb hablar, it's the infinitive. That means to talk. Yes? So let's write some other verb. Let's make the sentences longer. Let's do that first. Let's write some sentences longer and then let's do it with the next verb. So, for example, I speak. So, I'll use the different pronouns in different languages so you can write different sentences. Yo hablo español. I speak Spanish. You speak Italian. Tú hablas Italiano. You speak Italian. He or she, let's say she, speaks French. Ella. The verb to talk, habla francés. Yo hablo español. Tú hablas italiano. Ella habla francés. That's the singular part. Let's move to the plural. We all speak English. So nosotros, that means we. The verb hablar in the nosotros form, hablamos inglés. Nosotros hablamos inglés. And the last one, they. Let's talk about people in Japan. They speak Japanese. So it's not us. We're not included. It is ellos. Ellos hablan japonés. So it depends who's doing the action to see how we're changing the verb. Remember, most of the time, when we ask a question, do you talk? Do you speak? Do you study? Do you work? We ask in the tú form. And where we're answering about ourselves, we answer in the yo. So I feel like we should practice question, answer. And then you can practice on your own all the other pronouns. Let's keep it with those 4 verbs. The next class, I'll have more verbs and we can just write sentences out. So let's do questions for study, work, and buy. Let's go to the paper again. Try it on your notebook. So we ask in the tú. Put a question mark upside down. Tú. Study, the verb is estudiar. In the tú form, we change it for tú estudias. Do you study a lot? Mucho? Do you study a lot? Let's say I'm super smart. Yes, I study a lot. So now I'm going to put in the yo form. Same verb. Yo is the pronoun. We change the verb to an O. Yo estudio mucho. So now let's put the next verb. The verb to work. Do you work? This is a different word in Spanish that can be very confusing because the verb work can be a verb, but job, like the actual job you have, like I'm a teacher, my job is to be teacher, we say it trabajo as well. So it can be trabajar, that's the verb, trabajo is a job. We can talk about those other words in another time. So, tú, do you work at a restaurant? Tú, the word to work is trabajar. To put it in the tú form, we change trabajas en el restaurante. Tú trabajas en el restaurante. Let's say I don't. I work at a school. I do not work at a restaurant. So in English, we say, no, I don't. No, yo no. So it's a double negative. No, I don't. The same way in Spanish. No, yo no. To say I don't. No, yo no trabajar in the yo trabajo. Trabajo en el restaurante. Yo trabajo en la escuela. No, I don't work at a restaurant. I work at a school. So we change the ending depending on the pronoun again. One last question and answer. Then you can practice other verbs. If you already know other verbs, if you want to search up AR verbs, make sure they're regular. We'll talk about irregular in another class. So last question. Do you buy fruit? Tú. The verb to buy, comprar. To put in the tú form, compras. Frutas. Tú compras frutas. Frutas is in the plural. It doesn't matter. It's plural or singular. We're just talking about fruit. Tú compras frutas. The answer, yes, I buy fruits. Sí, yo compro frutas. I'll put again the chart at the very top. There's people that have made a song for this. O, as, a, amos, an. It's just a pattern. The more you use it, the more effective will be for conjugating verbs. This is for AR verbs. In the next video, I'll teach about ER verbs, the other verbs, and we do it very similar for both ER and IR. This is just singular verbs that end with AR. So that was it for today. I hope this lesson, as I said, you can take it as far as you can. This is one of the most basic information we need to know to start writing big sentences. We'll just add more things to the sentence, but we already know how to conjugate the verb, who's doing the action. Yo soy señora Loera, tu maestra de español. See you next time. Adiós.